Hello, students. I know that all of you are in the middle of a lockdown situation. I know you might feel angry, or you might feel sad, frustrated, depressed. Well, you're not the only ones. Everybody in the world is in a very similar situation. Somebody said, you are now in the middle of a third world war. The only difference this time is that the whole world is on one side, and the other side, your enemy is one tiny virus. There's interesting statistics coming about the virus. And they say that if you put all the coronaviruses together in the world, it will weigh only 1.5 grams. And that tiny little thing has brought the world on its knees. Well, what do? We need to cure the problem. Well, the scientists are on the way to discover a vaccine, a medicine for it. But then you and I are locked up in our homes. It's almost like a prison without any, iron bars in front of you. So how do we cope with this kind of a situation? What can you do? Instead of feeling sad, depressed, angry, frustrated, is there anything that you and I can do? Let me tell you a story. A story of a donkey. An old donkey once fell into an old well, an unused well. Naturally, when the donkey fell into the well, it started braying, it started crying for help. And the donkey told itself, my master will hear me and he will come and help me. So he kept crying. After a little while, he heard some human voices. And he said, my master is there. But then a few minutes later, the voices disappeared. But then a little later, many more voices could be heard. So he thought his master had gone and brought many people to take him out. But then very soon he realized he was wrong. He soon felt that the master had a different plan. The master thought, anyway, the donkey is old, the well is old, we don't use it, so why don't we kill both in one stroke? So they started putting mud into the well. And the donkey realized that, I'm not going to be saved. Instead, I'm going to be killed. So what do you do in such a situation? That's where you need to do this. Think out of the box. That's exactly what the donkey did. So the donkey said, I'm not to give up. I'm not going to give up at all. I'm going to fight. So every time more and more mud came into the well, the donkey kept jumping on top of the mud. And very soon, the level of the mud rose up, and the donkey also kept going up. And finally, the donkey was out of the well. So what you need to do in such a situation is, you're in the worst situation, but make the best of the worst situation. That's what the donkey did. So you need to think out of the box. Don't sit at home and cry. Don't sit at home and fret. Don't sit at home and worry. But you can make the best of the worst situation. There are two ways in which you can react to the situation. One is give up. എന്നെ കൊണ്ട് പറ്റില്ല. So, I feel angry, I feel frustrated. The other reaction could be, no, I'm going to fight. I can hear a lot of people in the country saying, we will fight this enemy and we will come out successful. Now, how do we fight? See, we are now in a very strange situation where we have plenty of time. In fact, too much time. People say that now the days seem to be having 36 hours, not 24 hours. So, many of us don't know what to do with this time, extra time. So you're trying to kill the time. The more you try to kill the time, the more it will kill you. So don't try to kill the time. Don't feel angry. Don't feel frustrated. Don't feel depressed. You're feeling depressed because you don't have any agenda. You don't have any aim in your life. Maybe your parents have decided and told you that, yes, I want you to study and become an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer or a civil servant or whatever. Yeah, maybe they are right. But then what you need to do is own it up. Parents' decisions very often is the right decisions. So don't give it up. Don't give up the fight. What you need to do in this situation is give your 110%, not 100%. So give yourselves the time to fight and give this 110% of your energy, time and potential. Yeah, unfortunately, see, you have your own dreams to become whatever in life. You had many plans, but suddenly some unknown force has put a brake on your dreams. You're not able to stir out of the house. You're not able to go anywhere. You're not able to go to school and study. But then how do we move forward from here? Well, that's where one of the learning centers, which is called the One Up Learning Center, they want to offer you free online courses. Well, One Up Learning Center is a center which primarily has a learning center in Rani J Higher Secondary School in Nirmalagiri. It also has a branch in Mambaram and another one in Kuthuvaram. What is special about this center is that they have dedicated staff who will offer you coaching for your higher secondary examination as well as your engineering, medical and other professional courses entrance examination. Now what they want to do is to offer you free online learning program for the plus 2 students to begin with until your schools reopen. So you'll have something to engage yourselves in. I know sitting at home and learning using technology is not easy. Not everyone has a computer. Not everyone has good mobile connectivity. So sometimes your calls drop, video calls don't work very well. So at One Up Learning Center, they are fully aware of this problem. We know that you don't have good connectivity. So what they plan to do is not offer live online lessons. Maybe they'll send you pre-recorded video lessons which you can watch at your convenience. Sometimes they may use other platforms like Google Classroom or Zoom. Let's try and understand what learning online means. Well, learning online is not easy because you're sitting alone in your house. You are not in the company of your 40 or 50 other students in your classroom. So you need to be, and there is no one to pay attention to what you are doing when you are learning on your own. So you will have to be a completely self-motivated learner. You have to be self-motivated. Nobody is going to motivate you to learn. Nobody is going to push you. So you will have to learn on your own. So join these online courses only if you are convinced that, yes, I want to learn and I'm willing to invest my time and energy. If someone else is telling you, no, I wanted you to join, I want to sit there and learn, and if you think, no, I don't want to do it, please don't join it. Because it's very important that you are a completely self-motivated learner. The other is the teachers are not able to react to what you think. Sometimes you may want to seek clarifications or doubts. It may not happen. So don't feel demotivated. You need to feel strong about it. And you need to feel determined. You need to tell yourself, no, I'm not going to be conquered by the shortfalls in technology, but I'm going to fight it and I'm going to make the best use of the time that I have. Today in the 21st century, there are plenty of learning opportunities. School is not the only place where you can learn. You have many other learning platforms, many of which are free. You don't have to pay anything. All that you need is a mobile connectivity or good internet connectivity. I'm sure you have heard of something called Khan Academy, which offers free online content for school students right up to +2 in mathematics and science. You also have lessons on YouTube, and you also have lessons on many universities in the world are offering free online courses, and these courses are available on platforms like edX or Coursera. And there are so many opportunities. Why is it that people are not learning? Why is it that people are not using these platforms? Maybe because you don't know about it. You need to be a completely self-driven person. Yeah, I'm telling you now about Khan Academy, YouTube, edX, and Coursera. I'm sure you will go and explore and find out what these are. So in order to be successful, you need to exploit these resources and exploit your potential. See this, that takes me to the idea of being successful. Somebody researched and found out who are these people who are successful? How do they become successful in life? If I ask you, tell me one name of a person who has been highly successful in life. And many people would say Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. Yes, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs have been highly successful in their life. But what is the secret of their success? When they were at a young age like you, they started working very hard. Both of them worked at least 16 to 18 hours a day. And the research shows that if you want to be successful, you have to put in 10,000 hours of work. And Bill Gates and Steve Jobs put in that 10,000 hours of work in a matter of 20 years. By the time they were about 20, 21, they had put in as many hours of work. That's what made them successful. So you need to be a completely self-driven person in order to be successful in life. So let me quickly sum up what I have been talking about. These are some of the points that I've been talking about. Take self-responsibility for your learning. Don't depend on your parents. Tell yourself, I want to learn. Number 2, build a strong discipline in you. I want to be a completely disciplined person. If somebody drives you, then you don't have self-discipline. 3, plan your days and manage it well. What are you going to do tomorrow? Do you have any idea? Plan your tomorrows and plan what you want to do during the day and plan your time well. Number 4, explore your other learning options. There are other options from where you can learn. Learn from Khan Academy, YouTube, edX, Coursera. Those are some of the platforms from where you can learn. Here are a few more. Learn to drive yourself. Be self-driven. If somebody has to wake you up every morning and say, go and sit in front of the camera, don't go and sit in front of the mobile and learn, no, then you are not self-driven. And the last but one, be prepared to give your 110%, not 100%. Give your 110%. And the last thing, work hard. There is no alternative to it. If you want to be successful in life and if you want to reach the goal in your life, work hard. Thank you very much. Think wisely and take a careful decision on what you want to do during your Corona days.